That $10,000 bottle one. Oh, eagle. Yeah, double eagle, very rare. Is it worth $2? Not to me. Not to you. Yeah. But it's. I think it's is that like real smooth, that stuff, or is it?
Ha, Adam sounds even more drunker when he's sober, when it's slow motion. Anyway, we're going to check out some Dan Murphy's in Queensland, Australia. They have a lot of amazing stuff on the shelf. Now, a lot of it obviously is very expensive, but we were on the hunt for something that was very good value. So Dan Murphy's is sort of like your Total Wine or your Bevmo. It is everywhere. It is a huge liquor store. So this is awesome. A little bit expensive, 660 bucks Australian, which is about 430 US out the door, remember, because all these prices include tax. But the wooden thing alone, I think if I had enough luggage space, I might have picked that up. It's just single barrels, but they were all designated with like different flavor profiles, and once again that wooden box is super cool. So this place was up in a town called Kawana. I don't even know how to say, but basically up in the Sunshine Coast, which is a very fancy area just north of Brisbane. But they're Eagle Rare sitting on the shelf, 9,000 Australian dollars, which is about 5,900 US, which is a lot over MSRP, but I've seen it worse than that on secondary and stuff like that. But there's a Van Winkle 13-year rye and a Van Winkle Lot B and an Old Rip sitting on the shelf. They had that super cool Kentucky Spirit liter all over the place. Very tempted to pick up one of those, but we're just running out of space. Now, the reason we were in here is the first two Dan Murphys that I'd put at the end of this video, or next, had something that was awesome, and I was hoping to pick up a few more here, but they said they had like 3 but were sold out. I've just gone to 2 Dan Murphys and they were just in both of them, so I was sort of hoping they were everywhere, but I think I just got it on drop day. So supposedly you're supposed to ask people to please hit the like button. Even if you don't like this stuff, hit the dislike button. Hit something. Please hit the like button, guys. Apparently it is what you do. The pricing on this stuff here was a little bit weird. So here's the Michter's series, 135 Australian. That's about 89 US dollars. So definitely getting up there on that. But yeah, Blantons everywhere. 335 Australian, which is about 220 US for the straight from the barrel, and about 155 for the gold. So yeah, not bad prices on that, and very available like pretty much everywhere. But as you can see, the standard Blantons, $152. So, you know, I would probably rather go the fancier ones than the standard guy. And here's the stuff that was pretty good. Like I say, this is a very fancy part of town. So they had a pretty amazing collection of whiskey, really. And the one that I was looking for was sold out, because obviously people in this town knew what that bottle was. But then we went around the corner, and here's all the Scotch. Some pretty amazing looking Scotches and cognacs, Japanese whiskies down here. Remembering all these prices are Australian, which is running about 65 cents American for one. No, yes, 65 cents American for $1 US. We'd already increased our luggage. I got a whole new bag, which always happens when we go on these trips. I'm going to blame my wife, but there was definitely a little, I wouldn't even say bourbon. It is whiskey, because a lot of the stuff I brought back is single malt. I'll have to do a bit of a short. Starwood, tried a bunch of those. I picked up a couple of the Twofold and the Novas. Was also very interested in the Lark. Wasn't able to try it, but they had a pretty cool bottle, and at duty free they had some stuff that was Very, very interesting. So let me know if you guys have tried that lark before. So whiskey in Australia, Starwood, very popular whiskey, and all the ones I tried were pretty good. I always got to stay away from the peat. I don't know if I'm ever going to like that, but hey, I'm starting to sort of get into the single malts, so maybe never say never. So let's move on to the other Dan Murphys. Now, Ipswich is more like a residential type suburb of Brisbane, sort of inland from Brisbane, so not a beachy town like the other one. This place also had a great selection. See, there's that lark again, pretty decent price. Ned, that's an Australian whiskey name if ever I heard one. Ned Kelly was like an Australian outlaw, and he put like a tin bucket on his head, so he was sort of bulletproof and went around robbing banks. Now there's that New Zealand stuff, same sort of manufacturer or producer, I guess, as that one that I brought back last time, and fool me once, shame on you sort of thing. So I did not get that, and it might be fine, but I'm not risking it. The last one was a bit of a upset. So the people in the store were very nice. They had no problem with filming in here, so that was pretty good. Me and my wife had a fantastic time, but it is good to be back with the puppies. Oscar missed me greatly. He's sitting right next to me and not squeaking a ball for once. So some more Japanese stuff up there. Once again, Yamazaki 12. And some of the older Yamazaki, which gets very expensive, like $14,500 for that Yamazaki 25. That's Australian, so that is $9,500 US. So let me know if that's what the going price on that stuff is. Seems very expensive. So down here, some more Starwood, the Australian brand. I did, like I say, pick up a Nova and a twofold, just little sample bottles that I was able to pick up at the duty free, which was pretty cool because I did try the twofold at a bar and it was good. It was good. Guess my palate is changing. Aged in red wine barrels on that one. I know Starwood is over here too, so yeah, leave a comment if you guys have tried the Starwood stuff and what do you think of it. I don't see that box down there. It's a Solara one. I guess it's you know, the Solara method where they have like basically a pyramid of barrels and the whiskey sort of flows through all of them continuously. That box thing, I was really tempted to get that. It is just sort of a fancy box. I think it's like a gift box, but it had my name on it, celebrating the founder Dave's. Like that's pretty cool. So once again, luggage space was at a premium at this point. We didn't even have the extra bag, which we had to buy a little bit later on, but super cool box. And yeah, one of those ones I probably wish I had picked up. Also was a bit worried because, like I say, I'm just getting into single malts. I'm looking at quite a few bottles of single malts that I brought back, and maybe I didn't like them, maybe I don't like them, but still, that's a cool box. Box had to fit back in a specific way. Looks like they've even got a honey finished one there. So for a single malt, that's what I sort of like with the single malts. The Scotch is good, don't get me wrong, but it's got to be a little bit old. I do like the stuff that's been finished, maybe in beer barrels. Honey, that might not be a bad one too, just to give it a little bit of a kick in the flavor department. So here we are down at their bottom shelf. Don't know anything about any of those. Maybe the algorithm will push this to more Australian people. So hey, any Aussie blokes out there, let me know about any of the stuff on here that maybe I should have picked up or could grab next time. Now we're back up on the top shelf up there. Codswallop. This looks more Irish. Getting out of the Australian stuff. Getting into the Irish and Scotch probably here in a minute. And coming down here, more Japanese stuff. Now, I'll probably say I still am not a huge fan of the Japanese stuff. It is just a little bit too delicate for me. 13,000 on that one. So this store's a little bit cheaper for the 25. Anyone tried those ultra aged Japanese stuff? Seems a bit too pricey for me. I've tried the younger stuff and it's just not my scene. But yeah, it's coming up pretty soon. It's a bit of a surprise, so hang in there. We're almost there to a real shocker. It was a hidden little gem that I almost couldn't believe, and I had to bring up my calculator to work out what it was in US prices, which shocked me even more. But back to this hunt here in this store. This is back to some more of the Irish Redbreast 12. 120 Australian dollars. It's on sale, so that's 80 bucks US. And from what I understand, the Redbreast is not bad as far as some of the malts go. So down here we've got some more expensive things behind the cabinet. Some Obans. Comment below anything in here that you guys have tried that you think I should give a go now that I'm getting more malt curious, as John likes to call it. So I did bring back a whole bunch of New Zealand single malts. You might have seen in some photos. Spoiler alert, they're much better than the last New Zealand single malt I brought back. So me and John and a member, Randy Hubbard, we gave them a go last night, and they are actually pretty good. So stay tuned for that review. It should be coming out next week, I'm thinking. So some Glenfiddich. Glenfiddich 21 for $2.99. Seems to be a pretty good price. I have seen some 30s. Some people said they were like 400 bucks. Total Wine around here has got them for like 1,200 bucks. So let me know what you can get Glenfiddich 34 in your area. So now we're going to go back over to the bourbon selection, the American whiskey. So yeah, that's pretty surprising. 111 US dollars for 4 roses small batch. Like, man, that's like 80 bucks. It doesn't really make any sense for that. It's not even select, it's just the standard old small batch. Well, a special reserve, a ton of that for 89 bucks Australian, which is about $59-60 US, so a little bit pricey, but got that tater tax for a well-known thing. Some Woodford double oaks there, and some Remus and Blantons. Like, Australia has a mountain of Blantons. And all in all, the prices are pretty good. This is out the door prices, so that's not bad, and it is everywhere. Now, they are 700ml, and you don't get the fancy bags. You don't get the fancy velvet black bag with the gold, or the leather bag with the straight from the barrel, but just to be able to go pick it up, that's not bad. Traveller, that's everywhere. Still don't buy it. And their Buffalo Trace, super interesting. They have their 90 proof, but they also have 80 proof Blantons. Like, and it's very, very similar. The only difference is the little 40 and the little 80 written on the side. Now, that one happened to be a store pick, but there were also non-store pick ones that were 45 and some 40%. So a bit deceiving there, and you'd want to watch out for that because you'd wonder why it was so cheap. So we are getting to my unicorn that I found on the shelf here in a little bit, but we're still looking around down here. Bottom shelf, Canadian Club, do not like that. Jack Daniel's Bonded. There's Eagle Rare. So the Eagle Rare is $60 US. Not too bad, because Eagle Rare's gone up this little bit. So, and that was on sale too, 96 down to 89. What a bargain. Some small batch there, and some Angel's Envy, some of the Wild Turkey Rye, and the Bullet, and Jim Beam Rye. And now we get down to the cabinet. There is a Jack Daniel's single barrel, a big old Jack Daniel's Wild Turkey Rare Breed that comes in a really nice tube. It isn't the non-chill filtered as far as I could see, but it does come in a nice tube for about 74 bucks. Wild Turkey, Kentucky Spirit there, that's a litre bottle. There was also a litre bottle Rare Breed in a box. Now, I don't know if you can see what I could see, but I did not figure that was what it was. I know, I figured it was a Voyage or something like that, and I'm zooming in it. Holy shit balls. It's a beacon. Now, where's the box? It's just sitting there by itself, and I had to stop, and like $376, and I did the calculations. $247. And I figured even without a box, that is below MSRP, and it is just sitting there on the shelf. And what was even better is they did have the box out the back. I had one of the guys go and look for it. He did a man look and said he couldn't find it. So the lady said, let me do a lady look, and she went and found it. So got the box, got the beacon, $247 US out the door. And so I asked, was there any more? So they looked around, and then there were 3 at another store and 2 at another store. So we went on a bit of a hunt to find more, as you would. Now, at the store that had 3, they only had 1 more, and I was totally maxed out with luggage. So I figured, well, I'll drink 1, I'll keep 1, but then I thought, what am I doing, right? I can get more luggage. So I thought, screw it, let's buy another bag and round them all up. But of course, by that time, I'd gone up north to the Sunshine Coast, and they were all sold out. So I think I just hit it on drop day. But yeah, man, that was a very surprising thing to run across.
So look, these are amazing. So these are hibiscus flowers, okay, wild hibiscus flowers, and you put them in your champagne and they expand in your champagne. And then you tip the syrup in, okay, and that makes your champagne sweet. Nice. 下饱了.
So Shan's going to be pissed that she made the video without being all dolled up, but who doesn't love that accent, right? And those are super cute. Little gins. Super cool. Little fucking wombats and the koalas and kangaroos. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that is Dan Murphy's in Ipswich. We'll go do a run around to another Dan Murphy's and see if we can pick up another one. But here it is. There's the receipt. All there, and the lady, like I said, was able to find the box. So I got the box, got the bacon, and we drank it. Me and my buddy Adam drank it. I don't know if you saw the short, but to sit down over a couple of days and drink an entire bottle of Wild Turkey Must Keep Bacon was amazing. And it had to be done because I could not take it home. I did not have the luggage. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Off to the next Dan Murphy's, still in Ipswich, but this place is called Yamanato. Who fucking knows? There it is all again, more Blantons. If you need Blantons, Australia has it pretty much everywhere. Every single Dan Murphy's has Blantons. Every single Dan Murphy's has Eagle Rare. Is it $10 or $20 more than MSRP over here? Sure, but it's just on the shelf. But then there's some oddball stuff, and look at that. Must Keep Bacon sitting there. Yes, please. And I think there is even more than one. But like I said, at this point, I really was just maxed out. I didn't have any more luggage. Every single bag was at maximum. I didn't even know how I was going to bring home any more than the one, and even that was pushing it. And it wasn't until I went home at night I realized, what was I doing? I was an idiot. I should bring home as many of these things as I can. The other problem was I was going through New Zealand, and New Zealand has a strict alcohol limit of maybe 3 bottles. So I already had some bottles of single malt. So anyway, long story short, we would have worked it out, but they were all sold out after this. But hey, Australians, if you see the Master Keep Beacon, I know it's a lot of money, but it is an amazing, amazing bottle of whiskey. I had my buddy Adam drink it, and even he was blown away. And he was like, this is not what he was expecting. So anyway, that's the video for Australia. Man, hit the like button, hit a comment, all that stuff. It was a great trip, catching up with friends and family. And the Australian guys, comment below if you guys are g'day mates, and anyone from New Zealand. Thanks a lot. See you next time.